All right, hello and welcome everyone to the game on week 5 here. First Blood Marauders versus Polar Ace eSports. I am your play-by-play caster Z.
Yeah, I'm your color caster Rebel Fox.
And we are already into the pick and bans phase. Looking like that's gonna be a Nico. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, First Blood Marauders gonna take away that Nico.
Yeah, interesting. So it got some changes to the attack speed portion, so it's definitely AP Nico that they're actually banning.
And you kind of want to shut down DTS in that mid lane, or the flex pick as a whole. Nico's ban across the map can be really disastrous. So just taking that one out of the play. Other than that, though, we are seeing Olaf and Sejuani switch to the focus on the jungle, as well as a Hecarim going down.
Yeah, a lot of focus down on the God here right now. I think it's just First Blood's tactic. Maybe they want to try to enable Mike through the course of the game.
Speaking of enabling, looking to enable the mid laner on Polar Ace here. Probably going to be a shutdown for DTS, taking away that Kiana that he was extremely strong of in these first couple weeks here. That ban's going to be picked out.
That will. It's an interesting pick. Okay, Yuumi banned out. That's not a great ban from First Blood. I do think that specifically Yuumi, with some of the nerfs that she's been taking recently, isn't as high priority as she was in the past few weeks. So certainly, I don't know if it's at least first rotation ban worthy, unless they're really afraid of Jack getting a hold of that one.
I'm not quite sure, but you do have to remember a lot of these teams have practiced and built up upon these strategies that are coming from these last few weeks. So while there may not be the certain shift just yet, we're relying on some of those old picks, maybe the ideas of players on Polar Ace. So maybe the Yuumi ban coming through, possibly the right idea, especially since we've seen a lot of it consistently, even with the nerfs. But if there's anything, like you said, there could be a certain switch up in the bot lane tonight. I mean, it's going to have to do now that Yumi's banned, but I am curious to see how that's going to change up. But other than that, we do see Ace go with the first pick on the Aatrox, which now, of course, does not have the revive passive on World Ender at all.
Yeah, he's much more punishable in terms of what he does in team fights and in a lot of the aspects of his gameplay. It was very unique to him to also have that revive, which is why I was surprised that they took it out. But certainly none of the real strengths of his kit have been touched. He has insane healing, insane dueling potential, still scales pretty well into the late game. He's an aggressive pick. It's just now he no longer has that get out of jail free card. Still something you can work.
Ooh. Is that the Bard pick? Gosh, I absolutely love Bard. Let me tell you, it's surprising to see it played since we've seen such strong other supports constantly reiterated again and again. So I think it's a breath of fresh air to see our little Bard in the bot lane.
Yeah. So there are also some changes made to Bard recently this patch. So what they did was they gave him a little bit more flat health and took away some of the scaling on it. But the big thing was his E now has a flat movement speed bonus for your allies instead of your enemies. If you are playing a Bard, if anybody has ever played Bard significantly, you know that it's actually more efficient to upgrade your E rather than upgrading your heal, your W, which is what you want to be upgrading. Now with the buff that they just gave to him, well, technically it's a nerf actually over all things considered, but certainly what it does is it allows him to now have to not upgrade that E. It gives you the opportunity to upgrade W, make him more of an enchanter, kind of gives him a little bit more of that supportive playstyle as opposed to just that roaming aggressive playstyle. So might be something that First Blood's been working on.
Other than that, Polar Ace does finish out what I assume is going to be their bot lane with Ezreal and Karma. We could see a flex pick around the map with Karma, of course, but I am going to make an assumption there that will be our bot lane.
Yeah, very, very strong set champion in that Karma. They have the Aatrox. That's the one thing that would deter me from saying that Karma is anywhere outside of bot lane. But certainly, as you said, it can be flexed in a lot of different positions. If they want to get crazy, that could still be like a top Karma. They could still pick a mid laner, and Aatrox can be flexed jungle. It's a lot they can do with the draft that they have right now.
Other than that, First Blood Marauders, of course, going to be picking out Camille, a little bit of an older pick, not quite as strong as it's been in the past, but I am curious to see how they're going to be playing that out.
Most likely an aggressive pick into the Aatrox, because now the Aatrox has no bailout with that, the revive passive that he used to have. Somebody like Camille who can lock him into a box can at least ensure that it's a 1v or 1-for-1 should her jungler come up. She's also a really good duelist and can kind of take quick trades against the Aatrox, especially once the phage is finished. So I would imagine it's going top lane. I don't think jungle is where you would want to take Camille. She's just not as strong as she was before, but it's certainly something that First Blood could run. I know Mike could probably make it work. It's just, we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to be looking out on that one. But other than the lockdown and Hextech Ultimatum, all these bands have been officially locked in. Kennen, Jax, Gragas, and Lee Sin. A lot of jungler focus from the side of Ace, as well as some top lane from First Blood Marauders.
Interesting. Yeah, so there was a lot of jungle pressure, at least early. You saw like Olaf, Sejuani, Hecarim taken off the board. Now Gragas, Lee Sin also taken away. I'm curious whether they're trying to pinch jungle pool to force Camille into that position, or whether they're really just intent on not letting Mike get anything comfortable.
It's definitely something you got to watch out for. I mean, presenting the difficulty that has arisen from a lot of these games in the past, it would be something to look out for. But other than that, does seem like the junglers are going to be fleshed out here at this point. Kindred and Evelyn, maybe not quite locked in just yet, but the Kindred, of course, with the Lambs fight has been locked in. So definitely a lot of good dueling in the team fight comp coming out First Blood from what I can see.
Yeah, it was funny because I don't know if First Blood was planning this all along, but certainly a ton of soft counters to this Kindred. You're talking Gragas, Lee Sin, and Hecarim, all great jungle picks that feel like at least soft counter the Kindred with the like AoE CC abilities that can knock her out of her ultimate. So it's kind of shocking to see that go over as priority. I like the Evelyn.
You like the Evelyn? You know what I like? I like the Azir.
The Azir?
if that goes through,
what do you mean if that goes through?
I love Azir. Hold on. If it's going to go through, are we going to see the Shuriman Master, the Shuriman Shoveler? Azir will be on the side of Polar Ace. They're flexing their muscles into game one here.
Yeah, I like that quite a bit. Not only is it a denial move here for the Camille when she wants to try to engage, if she tries to engage, and to prevent her from staying in that Hextech ultimatum, but also it's counters the Kindred ultimate. If you want to push everybody out of that, then you then have priority on that zone. So if you're 5v5ing with the Kindred ultimate basically on top of you, you can clear them out and then use it to your advantage because your team can no longer die.
Other than that, First Blood Marauder finishes it out with the Akali now. Ooh. Yeah, just standard Akali, looking to get a bit of that playful and then the side here. Gonna be going in the mid lane against that Azir, I assume.
It might not be. Honestly, like we saw Camille kind of rise up as this mid lane champion like a few patches ago. It was even in professional play. They were playing it. I'm not sure what they changed about her, but they just kind of stopped playing her. I'm curious whether First Blood had been practicing it, and maybe they're still comfortable taking it, especially with the swap we saw with Aussie and XM switching positions. Maybe they just want to try to aggress in this mid lane with this Camille pick. We'll have to wait and see where it's locked into.
I will say First Blood Marauders has a lot of safety this game. There's a lot of potential for them to go in quite hard, but then they have a lot of this potential to back off through Bardal, the Camille's Hextech Ultimatum, Lamb's Respite from Kindred. The Kali's Shroud can just be something annoying you have to play around as a whole. And I just feel like a lot of that's going to build up here as the game plays out. So I'm curious to see how they're going to deal with it on the Polar Ace side, especially since the recoil can just happen so quickly from First Blood.
I'm curious very heavily like what the plan is of attack is in terms of team fighting though from First Blood. As you said, there's lots of safety, but like look at where they kind of zone themselves out to. So like Camille and Akali both want to dive on a backline, and Xayah, Bard, Kindred are typically like more, or my apologies, they're not front line, they don't dive, but they're backliners. And then you have Evelyn who's capable of going backline. Aatrox can go backline, and Evelyn Aatrox can definitely get into that backline and disrupt at minimum for very, very little. So then you're talking like Ezreal is too far away for Camille or Akali to dive most of the time. Then you have Karma helping them out, and Azir also has that shuffle. Like where exactly do they aggress at if they're even coming into the mid game?
Not quite sure. You may just want to siege with the comp, go for the certain picks that you can pull off, and then just let your individual lanes push it out, maybe. Maybe particularly what Polar Ace could look for. Given that, I just feel like First Blood does have such a strong team fight, and they just have this ability to play it so safe so quickly. All of these champions have some aspect of themselves that just allows them to back off. And so Ace is in a much better spot to just flesh out the picks that they can find and then capitalize by maybe making moves elsewhere on the map.
You do have the capability of kiting back on the side of First Blood, but I think it's difficult into things like the Karma, like the Ezreal, where they can continue to poke you backwards. So like I said, if you're trying to actually win a fight, I think First Blood's best as a pick composition. I'm not saying their lanes or their champions in particular are weak. It's just the fact that like I'm not sure how the five of them fit together into a cohesive team comp if they're not just expecting to win on skill alone.
Yeah, definitely going to have to see how that plays out. But other than that, starting to look at these individual comps going into this matchup, Aatrox versus Camille. I know we touched on it a little bit, especially now with Aatrox not having the revive passive anymore
Mhm.
on World Ender. Like you said, the Hextech ultimatum with that lockdown is definitely going to be something that will play out here. So I'm curious to see if Camille's actually going to be something that launches for it as more of a stronger pick in the competitive meta.
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. We like I said, we've seen it sprout up here and there as just like a occasional pick for some people because they're comfortable on the champion. It does really good in split push, really good in pure 1v1. As I said, into the Aatrox, I think it's just a more consistent damage version of this Aatrox, where it can abuse him in quick trades and in very extended trades as long as he isn't getting this healing revive back. But I think it's difficult for her to get an engagement onto this Aatrox. All he has to do is throw his Q in the direction that her hook shot goes. As long as he's close enough, or if he times it properly, he can get a knockup and then a W very easily. She has no way to escape. So to me, I think Tibbs has to play this very well. Rampage, all he has to do is sit there and try to make Tibbs make mistakes. He doesn't have to push anything himself because he's just a stronger 1v1 champion.
So while it may be in the favor of Aatrox here, there is definitely that skill potential that Tibbs can play off of that we'll have to watch out for. Other than that, though, Gaudier and Mike with two absolutely interesting picks to go in here with Evelyn, of course, with that soft, extremely mid-game presence where you just rip through these backlines so quickly and you're in and out and absolutely just destructive, can be so terrorizing to First Blood Marauders. Whereas Kindred, on the other hand, is the complete counter opposite of that, the savior of his team to come in, do the damage, but also just be there with the Lamb's Respite to make the plays happen.
Yeah, it's funny to see because, like, to me, a lot of this game is dictated by how this Evelyn does. If Gaudier, my apologies. If Gaudier can actually get around the map and have some decent performances, have some decent ganks, get ahead, like I said, how does Zaya respond? How does Bard respond? How does Kindred respond when she wants to jump on them without their ability to see her? How do you fix that in the later stage of the game? But on the flip side, as you said, Kindred's better early, better duelist, pretty much a better team fighter in general. So obviously, there's a step up here with the Kindred over the Evelyn, where like if the game just goes neutral, I think Kindred just has an upper hand in terms of both jungle matchup and in terms of team fighting. But it's up to Gaudier to kind of force his own hand, help out his lane partners, and do what he can to get ahead. Because if he does, then this game becomes a lot easier for Polar Ace.
I will say, like you said, definitely up to Gaudier, so we'll have to watch out how it's going to play through. But now to a matchup I'm probably the most excited for. Tack on the Azir versus Akali DTS. DTS in the past has shown how absolutely absurd he can perform on a lot of these assassins and these champions that just have this insane amount of damage and pick potential. And he just absolutely rolls through these teams. I'm curious, can Tack hold him down? Can the Shuriman King just rip through this mid lane and perform to the utter best that Ace is looking for tonight? And it's there. There's the possibility. You have this presence, especially with the knockbacks, the Shuriman shuffles, just that absolute commandment from Azir. And I'm really excited because this is one of my favorite champions.
That makes a lot of sense. So the big thing about Akali is some of the changes she's taken recently have been to a lot of her utility. Things like the Twilight Shroud just aren't as effective anymore. They're less cooldown, that kind of thing. But what they're really helping her with is some of the damage that comes in. So you're talking total attack damage bonus, a little bit more AP ratio on that Shuriken flip. Perfect execution is on higher cooldown now, but you don't need it a ton in a lane like this. The issue is if Akali is waiting a long time between engagements, it's fine, but she needs to take full-on engagements against the Azir, otherwise she's going to get poked out. I want Tack to bring the Electrocute and just abuse the melee matchup for the first 5 levels. If he doesn't do that, then DTS is going to go away for scot-free and just basically going to get away with murder. So I want to see Tack really take it to DTS.
Yeah, I'm curious to see that as well, especially since Polar Ace, of course, we'll have to bring it up, is going to be playing on sort of the back foot. They're on the lower end of the standings. They're not the very bottom, but they are, I believe, 7th in the leaderboard right now. Haven't really been picking up quite the wins in these past few weeks. So, and they are, of course, going up against one of the best teams in the ABL right now. So I'm curious to see not only how they're going to play this out in terms of lanes, but in terms of the mental game that they have to accomplish, especially against a team that has shown in the past that they do have such strength.
That they do. Also, just keying into the bot lane quickly before the break comes in, we have a lot of poke coming from Ezreal. Hopefully, Ozzy's able to adjust to this ADC position quickly. Bard is one of the few champions that I think Ezreal struggles against because he can auto trade him with Meeps early, and his Q is one of the few abilities that can CC him through his teleport, his little blink thing. So I want to see whether Batang is capable of using this Bard to its fullest potential.
Yeah, definitely curious to see, especially after the sudden changes that you saw. But you also have to remember that Karma can definitely pump out the damage and also the supporting that Ezreal needs to make it through this lane. But other than that, we are going to be going to a short spectator delay as we load into this game. So I'd like everyone to stay tuned. All right, welcome back, everyone. Getting in hot to Game 1 of First Blood Marauders versus Polar Ace eSports. But before any of the action or excitement can flesh itself out here, I do want to ask and tell everyone that they do have the chance to donate, subscribe, follow, and give their utmost support to everyone here on the ABL, and especially to our producer, Nick. I'd like to make a short little announcement that it is, in fact, Nick's birthday today, and we absolutely love Nick here. He has shown such dedication and improvement to the ABL stream as a whole, and we would love and appreciate if y'all could show your support and just give Nick a fairly warm happy birthday in chat.
Happy birthday, Nick. Everybody
happy birthday, Nick.
All right.
Other than that, looking at a little poke going back between these two teams as vision plays out.
That would be can. Just a little bit of vision here. Oh, actually, Gaudier starts. Really wants to keep this Evelyn hidden if he wants to start this sweeper, or he really wanted that gold to start the game.
You know what? A little bit of the gold improvement. That's how you get your early items as a jungler.
10 gold. You can appreciate it.
We can always appreciate it, but like you said, hiding it out in the jungle, definitely want to stay mysterious as that Evelyn. I'm curious though, they do know she's on red side. If I would make the assumption that Raptors is going to be the start here, but who knows? Maybe First Blood's already thinking 12 steps ahead of me.
Well, you have no idea. Because the Aatrox, both lanes are gone, so usually when this happens, typically you want to see wolves get taken. That's the standard start if you're by yourself in the jungle at the moment. But Clearly, Evelyn's capable of taking the Raptors because of the AoE on her Q. There's the electrocute Brock. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, I was about to say, electric Brock coming out there. Just a little poke back and forth there. Ooh, Tibbs getting a chunk of damage on Rampage there.
Yeah, he turned his Q, and I don't know why. All he had to do was turn his Q towards Tibbs, and Tibbs take like a sweet spot Q knockup, probably another auto attack from Rampage for free as well. I'm not sure why he turned that way.
Yeah, curious to see. Like you said, it's all up to the skill matchup here on the top side, especially if Tibbs can place out against the Aatrox. Ooh, good Shroud from DTS. The Q gonna miss, and the poke, of course, now on Tack.
Yeah, that's the frustration in having that Shroud up. It's a little bit more consistent in its time that's up now, but it does restrict Azir's ability to harass. Still, I think he can play more up in the lane as long as you're not taking a ton of harass yourself. He's taken a little too much so far, but he should be okay to continue to kind of push forward.
Yeah, he comes back with the Soldier, pokes it out a little bit. Like I said, Akali has to back off there, especially without the Shroud now. She doesn't have to play around. But other than that, look at this contestation over on the blue buff. Yeah, Mike gonna back off that one. Does not want to go up against the God here this early.
Yeah, Kindred is still squishy. Yeah, this is still squishy.
Actually, making a path to the backside here, going straight onto Tack Nasty. He's gonna get out with the Stream Shuffle, but not before taking a huge chunk of damage.
Yeah, he has TP readily available, and I don't think Azir needs his TP this early. So getting a reset, just being able to come back to lane. I don't know if DTS...
Look at God here. Not gonna get the charm off. Probably just gonna let the Scuttler go, especially now that Tibbs makes his way down.
Yeah. Now, with the strong side of that being towards the top side, Tibbs being able to push in, and Akali now having a back down, should be easy for Gadir to go to the bot side of the map and take that scuttle. But with Purpose and B-Tang being this pushed up, it's going to be hard to find the space to do so. I think they can read it. I think they need to read that Gadir is about to go to the bottom side and try to bring priority. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. They're putting some wards a little further up in the jungle. I love that. That's fantastic.
Excellent call there.
Yeah.
Right, already shifting their attention. You see the Scryer's Bloom come out, and Evelyn has no choice but to back off there.
Ooh, yeah, more aggression here. I like that.
DTS. Good chunk of damage on him.
Yeah, Tack needs to know another good way to kind of abuse this Akali with this Azir pick when she's in Shroud is by attacking through minions, because the AoE will still hit her if she's in the Shroud around that area. So, you know, kind of able to do that if she knows.
Ooh. Like you said, the good trading back and forth with the meeps from the Bard in this bot lane.
That's what they do. I'm all about Bard. I have like my highest mastery champion is Bard. I kind of know what I'm talking about a little bit.
All right, no need to flex. No need to flex. We get it. You're an absolute.
I don't get to flex Bard that often. Okay, it's one of the people.
Ooh, speaking of flexing, Mike is already hot in the backline. We see the stun coming on Jackson. A first blood. Wow, absolutely so quick. B-Tang with an immaculate stun against that wall.
Yeah, and again, that's not really B-Tang. All he did was aim that skill shot, but thankfully because Jack was closer to the
sorry, little bit of damage going on in the melee. We see the dash forward. The Ignite's going to come out on Tack. Now we see the poke back and forth here. They're both taken low. Tack and DTS go down.
Man, that was some decent resolve there from Tack. I think he kept imagining that he was going to die and just finding ways to get away from the auto of Akali so he could stall out for a 1-for-1. Well done by them.
Ooh. Double knock up on Tibbs in the top side, taking a 1/4 down. That one little auto. Minion waves pushing. Rampage has to. Looks like Tibbs gonna get that back.
Yeah, but if these two split apart, it's pretty significant gold. It's about 300 extra gold that Tibbs will have over Rampage. So, pretty good there. Also, not pushing the wave in. So, he's just gonna teleport anyway.
Yeah. Yep, teleport coming through there. Definitely wants to keep the priority going. Already stacking on the Executioner's Calling, you know, making sure the healing is not going to be going through for this Aatrox, especially since he's already having a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, that's honestly the only way that he really wins these extended trades all the time, is that his healing, his self-healing is amplified, especially in his ultimate. So if Camille ever wants to try to duel him when he's in that ultimate, she needs that kind of healing cut. So I appreciate that he's willing to sack that money early that is kind of inefficient so that he can take a better lane matchup here.
Ooh, I love this from Tack. Over the wall, back with the poke. DTS actually goes over. Gonna get some damage out there. Good thing Gadir's on the hunt on his back. Just make sure there's protection. Whew.
Yeah. Thankfully, nothing huge has gone down yet. So, you know, Gaudier has stayed pretty even in CS. Actually, up a level currently.
Oh,
on
speaking
Mike.
of something huge,
Oh, no.
both B-Tang and Mike in this back lane. Again,
Oh!
Ozzy's going to try to get forward, but Jack is now stunned against the wall. He is going to be going down. Purpose 2 picking up the kill.
Ozzy able to protect himself a second time without burning his flash, but Jack just keeps getting caught out here. He's the less mobility. He has no blink of his own like the Ezreal does, so all they have to do is catch him with a Q. The stun isn't even necessary. The slow is enough to prevent the Karma from getting away.
But now it definitely looks like First Blood has the priority on the wave here, and it could be a setup for the early Infernal.
They're not doing anything yet. Now they start to... Okay, yeah, the issue is that Tack has been taking quite a bit of damage from DTS with the delayed back, and so he doesn't have the items to kind of take the trades that DTS is able to take, so now he lost priority on mid lane. Bot lane is
triple knockup?
All going to Infernal. Nope. Rampage's third Q has been upsetting me today. Just hit your third Q, man. Hit the third Q. Come on. It's the easiest one to hit. You just have to be next.
Whoa. I'm more impressed with the first and second, but he's still doing absolutely
All he had to do
wonderful.
was hit the Q button. If he's next to the Camille, all he has to do is hit the Q button.
He's hit several Qs. Other than that, though, Tibbs is pulling back here, taking a bit too much damage. Rampage flexing the muscles up in this lane. Ooh, gonna get the knock up, looking for the pullback, not quite gonna hit. Third Q misses. Again.
Okay. Yeah, not terrible trading here, but now it looks like Mike has set the mark on him. So Rampage will have to pull off on the aggression once he pushes that wave. And Gaudier is level 6, though. Caught it before Mike was able to. He could go hunting and try to find somebody. Desperately needs to start getting things going on this Evelyn, because his team has stalled okay. But just, they have priority. They need to find something to kind of get the game back in their favor here.
Yeah, Polar Ace looking for a way back in. Definitely could be through this mid lane. That's a chance if you want to take up Tack. Other than that, though, you do have such a strong top lane through Rampage, so scaling both of these lanes up may be the option, especially since bot lane's having such a hard time as a whole.
Yeah. And keep an eye across... Okay, so Evelyn's heading towards the top side of the map, and so is Kindred, so I would expect the fight to go down up here very, very quickly. This wave, if it bounces off the tower, could put it in a better position.
Good knock on Tibbs. Is that going to be not quite third? Ooh, Ace and Gaudier maybe find out. No, not quite. They back off. They're not looking to fight it yet.
They're like kind of tiptoeing around what might be a fight, but it's not confirmed yet.
You know what? Maybe a fight. Tack going straight on. DTS gonna hold him back with the wall. DTS trying to get back out over, but the damage coming through. Perfect execution, get away. Dodges Gaudier, but it's not enough as Tack finishes it through. Now we see the collapse. First Blood Mike here on the back gonna get charmed up. Ooh, good Hextech ultimatum from Tims to get out Tack, but now the fight's laying out as Rampage has to do the damage. Mike goes down. Now Tibbs is on the run. Not quite. The flash comes through for a double kill on Rampage.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, Jack has plus. Yeah. Okay. Really, really good fight there. Gaudier found a couple of key things. Yeah, good job there by the side of First Blood and Ace. Both found exactly what they were looking for. Really good job by Rampage, able to find his way down into that fight. Tibbs was a little late. I think he was just pushed off by the fact that Rampage was in the area. Eventually found Azir in a pretty decent catch, but DTS burnt his flash trying to go back in onto Tack, and I think that was just kind of what sealed the fight. They could have taken a 1-for-0, instead they took a 3-for-2. In my opinion, I think the 3-2 or 1-for-0 would have been better for the side of First Blood. So.
Well, I will say, Polar Ace maybe be back in it. Still down on the gold as a whole, but they are stacking up, especially with such an absurd top lane from that Aatrox.
That it is. And of course, he was in a little bit of a hole in terms of CS. Now he's only down 7, and he has 2 kills over the Camille. She is on a Tiamat and an Executioner's Calling, and he has components to quite a few things. So he has cooldown reduction, he has the Phage for movement speed, and a little bit of health. He's in a pretty decent place right now.
Yeah, definitely showing the teeth up there. Other than that, curious how he's going to play out. Ooh, good knock-up. Tibbs gets away, but he has to take the second as a whole. Third is coming down. Tibbs looking to get away. Rampage taking the minion damage. Tibbs goes away over the wall. Ooh. Rampage just barely picking that up. Gaudier not in the right position to capitalize.
Okay, so Evelyn's on the top side of the map, but right now Kindred is on bottom side, and they're setting vision around this place. There's no real protection from the side of Polar Ace's bot lane, so they might be in a very, very bad position here.
Ooh, looking at the bot lane, the Ignite coming down on Jax. Other than that,
Oh,
not quite gonna make it. Jax is able to get out, but Mike is now diving under this turret. Turret shots are coming through. Lamb's respite, but he picks up the kill on Ozzy. Jack now gonna go down, but Mike is in the pound as Rampage picks up the kill. Purpose in this backline. We're gonna see World Ender come through. Not gonna be quite enough. We do see the stun and Featherstorm and the ignite. Looks like Purpose 2 gonna pick up the kill there as DTS is now flexing his muscles on Tack. B-Tank Purpose. Oh, amazing wall from Tack to get a kill on B-Tank. Now we see DTS in his backline. Purpose gonna take a chunk of damage, but not quite go down as the soldiers don't come through.
That was a mean shuffle right there by Tack. If he would have gotten more than one kill and walked out of that, that would have been maybe a highlight play for the season. But that was really, really good. We saw that, again, that was all started by the fact that there's vision around this bot side. It was just perfectly set up there from the side of First Blood, but the TP from Rampage is able to turn it around at least a little bit, followed up by Tag. I think it ended up being a 2 for 4, which isn't terrible, but again, they're taking too many trades instead of just giving what should have been given over 2. At the beginning of that play also, unfortunately, Ozzy got caught by a Q right outside the Kindred ultimate, which would have kept him alive and probably won them the fight, so kind of unfortunate timing there, but still well played by both teams. Some really good individual play from Tack there.
Oh my gosh, Tack flexing the muscles on this Azir. Oh god, the shuffle into the Emperor's Divide just... It's too good. It's too good, Rebel. We don't deserve to see it and witness it.
And like I said, also, imagine if he had attack speed. Imagine if he had a single dagger in his inventory. He probably also kills Purpose there and walks out the back of the fight. Like, that's just... That was devastating what he did. It was pretty clean.
Yeah, pretty clean is the word to run with there. Ooh, look at both junglers here lining up. Yeah. Oh, we do see Mike go over the wall, gonna run straight into Gaudier. The damage is coming through. Gaudier is gonna barely be able to pick up as Jax gets the kill.
Yeah, if you're Gaudier, that feels really bad. You really want that kill. You want to start snowballing on the Evelynn. Only 4 assists for him right now. Not terrible. He's getting things done around the map, but certainly getting kills on this Evelynn, trying to get her gold to get her ahead is where they want to be in this game.
Ooh, just barely misses the stun B-Tang there. The damage laying out. Purpose taken to half health.
Yeah.
Purpose? But look at that. Big heals coming through, though.
Heals coming through. I'm actually curious to see. Let me see this really quick. Yeah, so B-Tang is doing something interesting. So what he did is triple point Q, and now he's going max W.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but DTS is right on this backline. Perfect execution, not quite gonna hit. Just barely taking down Jack there. Now he has to get back out under the shroud. The stun coming straight on the Gaudier. Goes down instantly as a teleport is now coming through from Tibbs. Oh,
I don't think the TP wasn't entirely necessary there, but still, just good setup play once again. Just running right through the tower, running down Jack, being able to kill him, and then Gaudier. Look, he just got too aggressive. I think he was like too committed to turning back and trying to get the taunt onto. I think it was DTS at the time, and just kind of sacked his life for it. He didn't have his ultimate at the time. He used it on the Kindred just a minute ago. So.
Other than that, that's a double Infernal Drake for First Blood Marauders at this point.
I don't know if that's tower for Aatrox. It's possible. No, I don't think he's actually getting this. Oh no, Rampage!
Oh,
no!
Rampage! Rampage! No!
Oh,
not quite gonna hit the stun. Tibbs is gonna be able to.
Not gonna kill him either. Oh, all right, that was
very risky play.
Plays where you see someone like last auto misses and then the tower like stays alive with 6 health and they die under tower. That's such a shame. But Rampage not going to be part of a blooper reel there.
Ooh, Tibbs and everyone on the side of First Blood Marauders on the top side of this map, all looking maybe the start of Shelly. Yeah, definitely looks like the entire team is here for this one, looking to make sure that no one's going to contest.
And no one's on top side either. So they maybe look towards top side? I'm not actually sure. They're going to run to either mid or top and just throw it down immediately, I'm guessing. Because they have plenty of rotation here. Oh yeah, they're catching Ozzy in transition, so he's on bot side, and the only people up here to contest top side are Gaudier and Jack. Oh, they're... Yeah.
Yeah, Mike,
they
good positioning out there. Yeah, not even going to use it. Mike's saving it.
Man, yeah, that's just pure rotation. I think that's Ozzy just getting caught a little bit out of rotation, a little bit out of macro there. Because of course, I think they called Rampage down to the bot lane. I don't know which one of them was slower on the draw, but certainly one of them got caught out there.
Yeah, as a result, turret goes down. First Blood definitely have the pace of this game. Gotta see Polar Ace pull this back together.
Yeah. There's still some fight. Obviously, you know, Purpose is on this Zaya, which is difficult to kill, but it's not impossible for Gaudier to still kind of pop her in one rotation. It's still like a very, very easy thing to happen, especially if poked down by an Ezreal, by an Izzy, or something like that. So we'll have to see. How, again, I still think that First Blood has the more difficult team fight to at least pull off and has harder objectives to kind of play onto. So I want to see Polar Ace really force them to make good plays instead of just mistakes all the time.
Ooh, Rampage. Not quite. Tibbs gets out real easy with the repel.
Yeah. Let's see. There's 3 people around mid lane on both sides. I don't know why they're keeping Azir here. Azir should be on the top side of the map. I'm guessing they want to try to force a fight, maybe?
Yeah, Polar Ace probably looking for the 5v4 here, trying to pull this one off.
Ooh,
good stun on Gaudier. Tibbs going to launch forward. Hextech ultimatum not going to go through his Gaudier. Use the ult to get back. Featherstorm now in this backline. We see the wall come down. Purpose going to pick up a kill on Ezreal. He healed now back, but the root goes down as Tack picks up the kill. Now they're looking for Rampage in this back. Tibbs on the launching forward here is going to be able to pick it up. DTS in this backline in the mid. We see Shroom Shuffle go through. Perfect execution on this tower. Not quite going to be enough as DTS picks up the kill. B-Tank turning his focus. We do see Tempered Fate go straight onto Jack. Everyone's lining up just to rip through him as Tibbs picks up the kill.
Yeah. All that started by some really aggressive play there from Purpose. I don't know how it was that Gaudier was able to use his ultimate and just barely get but certainly being able to cancel that animation. But now this Rift Herald with the Kindred, they should be able to burn through at least one tower, if not more than one.
Yeah. That's a big chunk of damage on the tower there. Going to go down real easy. Looking to see how much they may pull out on this second one. Don't think they're going to be able to finish it, but it is going to be taken real low.
Just out rotations constantly from the side of First Blood. It just feels like they're able to make calls and operate on them a lot quicker than Polar Ace is able to read them and kind of get around the map and adjust to it. So Gaudier there got caught with kind of a rough cue. He was invisible at the time, so I think it was just either it was a good guess from Batang or they saw him and knew exactly where he was going, but still really clean from them.
Other than that, I'm curious to see how Polar Ace is going to come back into this. You have a lot of strength through Rampage and Tack. They're just not in the correct positioning. You have a lot of the plays, like you said, with the positioning from First Blood. They're just there, ready to go before these team fights. They pick someone off, and it just all collapses instantly.
Yeah. I'm just looking at Azir's build. So he opted for the Ludens first. I'm just curious as to whether that was intentional. I know he wanted to poke the Akali first. It's just, usually if you want to go Ludens, you want to build at least the Stinger component first. He had the Ludens completed before his Stinger. Some of these team fights might actually be decided by the fact that he just didn't have that attack speed. It's more efficient to build attack speed and AP on Azir than just building pure attack speed or pure AP. So having the mix now will make him a proficient team fighter. The Ludens Nashers are a really good build, but typically you want at least the components of Nashers before you finish Ludens.
Oh, I don't think Polar Ace is going to look for the contention here. They're just not in the right position yet. Yeah, they're just backing off pretty hard. Looking probably going to go for the reset, all right? Clear out that mid wave and just pull it back. But before that and any other action takes place, I do want to give a nice shout out to 3 people here for the great follows here on ABL. 1, Takimon, thank you. The Joy Playing Games, thank you as well. And Aristocratically, we appreciate any and all support that y'all give us here.
Yeah, we love that kind of stuff. Anyway.
So,
back to the game. Back to the game. Back to
shut up, Rebel. We love our fans.
Oh, we do love our fans. What do you mean? I just said that. I'm just saying they didn't come here to hear us talk about them. They came here to watch some high-quality League of Legends commentary. And then apparently they decided to bring us on, so I don't know what the
yeah, I was going to say, suddenly you're thinking you're high-quality commentary right now.
No. Right. I understand. I don't know where they got me from. Some dumpster somewhere, probably.
All right. Other than that, does look like the priority is in the favor of First Blood Mars as this Baron is popping up. The vision definitely on their side. Low vision around the map, I will say. Just a few wards here and there, but it is in the favor of First Blood.
Yeah, certainly not much vision there for Polar Ace. It's not even just that they don't have much vision, it's just that the vision from the side of First Blood is pushed up so far, they can't really contest much, honestly. So getting some vision back here, at least towards the Baron area.
Ooh, DTS goes over the wall, gonna get the stun on Gaudier. The damage is gonna come through. He is looking to finish off. We do see him dash back, but perfect execution is gonna miss, but DTS does get the kill. Ozzy goes in the back line to finish that off. The stun now coming on attack as the Ignite is gonna burn down. First looking to chase it out. He is going down, not quite, but the Baron now gonna be looking in the favor of First Blood, especially since Tibbs is still alive with teleport up.
Absolutely. Just a pretty decent trade there. Again, they keep finding Jack for basically free in every single fight. Gaudier was traded for DTS at minimum there, which wasn't terrible, especially if Pack gets that kill.
Wait a second, we're gonna see Rampage go in there with Whirlwind. Ozzy's gonna pick up a kill on B-Tank as Featherstorm comes through with the root, instantly just ripping through, but Rampage with the backline Lamb's Respite, not quite gonna do enough. He may go down, the Feathers come back for the kill as Baron is taken as well. First Blood coming out of...
Yeah. Kind of looked like Rampage. He was very close on getting that last Q and killing off the Xayah, but I think he used it just a little too early. Worried he wouldn't be able to use it if Tibbs came in too fast, but still, I appreciate the contest there. It wasn't a terrible contest. It was just they weren't able to get there in time, weren't able to stop the Baron, so they didn't accomplish much. At least they're still fighting. That's a positive thing. I still think they have a chance in the game. The Azir still scaling, Ezreal still scaling, but certainly things starting to look bleak for the side of Polar Ace.
Polar Ace got to pull this back somehow. They do have the potential. The damage is there. They can just... I can feel the potential. The skill is in the field. It's just not lining up in their favor. They're constantly playing reactionary. No setup, no potential, no just absolute encompassing power over this map. They're just letting themselves get rolled over due to the lack of the vision, the lack of positioning, the lack of positioning macro coming out here. Ooh, DTS gonna take some damage, but Rampage takes more.
Ooh, yeah, that's the issue with Aatrox. He's not hitting abilities, not hitting spells. He's not really able to regen through some of that. So rough here. They might honestly just sack mid lane inhibitor here, just because they can't contest it. If they try to contest and lose a fight, they probably just lose the game here. So they might as well sack mid turret and keep their sideways pushed out, which is why I don't know why they have Ezreal and Camille at the moment, but
attack pushing that out forward. Curious to see if they're gonna go in that.
Oh.
This is the make or break moment for Polar Ace, I will say, as the Laves are pushing in. They've got basically one more team fight left in them.
But they do. I don't know if they're well situated to take any team fights, not around a tower though. So they need to at least try to wait until the side of First Blood wants to trade. I think bottom tower is where they want to contest most likely. As long as Tibbs isn't there, they certainly have a big chance. But
ooh,
I don't know. Yep. First Blood might just not take the bait. They might just walk around, not do much.
Mike picks up that first inhib. Ooh, pumping a little damage out forward here, trying to go deep onto Jack. Lamb's Respite coming out for himself. He does pick up the kill and gets back there. God, you're not going to be able to get the assassination off. Just absolutely wonderful aggression. Ooh, True Shot Barrage not quite going to do the damage. Gaudier not going to pick up the kill on Micah. We do see this backline with DTS coming in hot through the Shroud. Going to get perfect execution on the Gaudier. Turret's going to burn down as Hextech Ultimatum comes through as Ozzy goes down on DTS. Ignite rips through Tack as they look to retreat to the fountain, but it's not enough. First Blood Marauders, they're going to take the turret first, they're going to take the second one, and they're going to take game one as well as Polar Ace goes down.
And what a game it was. Like, honestly, like, if you watch the first maybe 10 minutes of the game, if you watch some of the highlights that came from both sides, you actually the game was so one-sided. There were some good plays, good individual plays, that kind of thing from the side of Polar Ace. It was just First Blood. They felt like they were on the front foot all the time. Every single time a play was being made, a teleport was being happened, they were the ones kind of succeeding from it, and they just kept snowballing over and over and over again. 1 and 4 on this side, huge on that Xayah. The Camille able to shut down what was a very, very strong Aatrox just across the map, doing a great job. First Blood looked really good in this one.
Yeah, First Blood definitely looking strong in game one. It's going to be up to Polar Ace to pull this one back together. They already know the potential they're dealing with. They're just going to have to figure out how they're going to play around it here into game two. With that, though, we're going to be taking a short break as we look to get into our second match. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back, everyone. Going to be looking to get into game 2 here shortly, but before that, we do want to give a happy and wonderful thank you to the recent followers here, Grand Chawi and Rudy P1118. Thank you for supporting the ABL. But other than that, Wixie just tipped us $4.20 with the message, "Happy birthday, Nick." Of course, if anyone who has joined does not know, our producer here, the man who makes pretty much everything happen on fact, his birth, love him, show him some love, show him that expression of enjoyment and praise. We love him. Without him, we'd fail. Other than that, getting hot into the pick and bans here. First Blood Marauders is going to pick out again. Big focus on the jungle. Sejuani, Hecarim, Camille now going out, as well as Ace picking through the Nico.
Yeah, currently only Yumi and Kiana are the two that are up right now. So one of those two champions is going through for the side of First Blood Marauders to take. It might be smart if Ace, if they're willing to play Kiana, to not ban either and just ban a priority. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot more.
Boy, I sure do love the profit we have here in chat, Rebel. Other than that, First Blood Marauders does look like they're going to be falling back, of course, on the Yumi support. Curious to see how they're going to play through that, especially with such strong abilities like Final Chapter coming into play.
Yeah. My one concern is for side of Polaris, they let Kiana through. I don't know who plays Kiana, though, because Tak just shifted into the mid lane, so I'm not sure if he's willing to play a champion like that yet, if he did just recently switch roles. So I'm curious to see whether they've prepared it in anywhere, or if they're just not willing to take it. Lulu taken first. Not sure if that's the lock-in.
Ooh, yeah, Lulu is going to be picked out there. Curious to see where that's going to be going. You know, it can possibly flex around here, but a Xin Shao follow-up, probably most likely in that jungle. Definitely the early pressure. Different from Polar Ace this time. Curious to see how God is going to play through with that one. First Blood Marauders definitely looking to play against them. Gonna go with the Aatrox pick. Now gonna flex on Rampage, see if there's gonna be a little bit of a difference now playing the same medicine as last game.
Interesting. The Yumi and the Aatrox, both very strong picks, both recently nerfed, so not currently like as strong as they were before, but still very strong laners. Yeah, Lucian taken two, incredible. Although First Blood Marauders isn't running the like Hotline Demacia skin for Lucian, I'm gonna be very upset.
I like the commentary. Other than that, Polar Ace possibly gonna pick through with the Twitch here. Pairs well with the Lulu. Curious to see how that would pair though with the Xin Shao. You can see definitely the transition you're looking to build up. Strong early game that leads you into the Twitch, which allows him to get fed, especially if you can prevent him from dying and getting caught up from that Lucian Yumi bot lane. Curious to see if that's what they're going to be looking to run with, but you have such a different type of presence from these three champions. Xin Shao is such a high early game, whereas Twitch is purely late game in terms of the power in which he strains through. I'm curious to see if we'll have any mid presence where there's that transitional phase.
Yeah. The one thing they have that they didn't have last game with the Xin Zhao is just flat engage. So, like, you have CC from the Aatrox, you have Evelyn for pick potential, and the Azir, like shuffle. But really, in terms of just hard, I want to fight now, they didn't have much. Xin Zhao Lulu does give them that option. Lulu also pretty decent into a Yumi. The reason why is she can polymorph whoever Yumi's attached to, and that makes two champions basically worthless except for Q. This is completely compounded in exactly what we're thinking. This is Xin Zhao engaged with Lulu ult on top of it with a Vladimir Twitch late game. This is a crazy good team fight competition.
Yeah, definitely the team fight that Polar Ace is looking to play through. Of course, last game, we did see a lot of that come out of First Blood Marauders. Curious to see how Polar Ace is now been playing now. They've considerably set it up for themselves. Wondering if we're going to see a bit of the dance of the duels here in that jungle. Lee Sin versus Xin Shao. Both very early game pressure. Lee Sin a little bit earlier, in fact. But other than that, I'm curious to see these two junglers, how they're going to impact this game. A lot is riding on that.
Okay, Silas taking two. Silas is a mid lane pick. He has a lot of positives. So there were a lot of nerfs that he got hit with. It didn't destroy him in the mid lane, but certainly dropped him quite a bit of power. He actually just got a really strange ability that when you first cast his E, he takes no magic damage. So if timed properly, he actually can completely dodge the damage from Vladimir's all in. But that would be a rough one to deal with.
Curious to see who he's going to be looking to ult here considerably through the game. You see the Karma finish come out there. Ooh, gosh, what a team comp from Polar Ace. Let me tell you, double support sort.
Yeah, interesting to see. I don't know who's going top lane. Certainly, there was a time where Lulu top lane was like the most aggressive, like abusive thing in the world, but that was back in like season 15, like or season 5.
Did you say season 15? Rebel is confirmed from the future.
Oh my goodness. All right. Still, okay, so Lulu top was abusive at one point. I don't think it's Lulu top. If I had to guess, it'd be Karma top lane. That still fits into the team fight comp with the ultimate and the shielding that Karma can pull in. The lanes, though, are insanely weak from the side of Polar Ace. You're talking like Vladimir doesn't usually beat Sylas in terms of just pure 1v1. It's not great for Sylas, but it's not really a winning matchup either way. Karma will live but not beat an Aatrox, and Twitch Lulu is going to get aggressed on constantly by Lee Sin in this bot lane. So Jin Zhao, he has his work cut out for him with all of these lanes being kind of scaly, but if he can get them to the later stage, Polar Ace certainly has the advantage composition-wise.
I just don't want to see Polar Ace fight. I want to see them pack up their weapons. I want to see them go home, and I just want to see them commit to the farm. Yeah, I want to see the corn. I want to see the carrots. I want to see them come alive. If they don't commit to the farm, you're not going to see a late game.
I want all of them to buy a proto belt and just use it to clear the wave every single time. Just wait till late game, then sell it back for whatever it costs. That way they can at least get to that point. If they're fighting, they're probably making a mistake most of the time. If Twitch gets ahead early, a Jin Zhao Twitch Lulu is a formidable mid-game fighting squad, but against like a Lee Sin, a Lucian, and Aatrox, there's just no chance.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious to see how that's going to play out. Ace definitely playing on the back foot to begin with. Curious to see if they're going to give up too much. A current and consistent thing we see a lot from these teams is the fact that when you have these scaling comps, you will see the teams who are playing the scaling comp typically give. The whole concept of they'll give a kill here, they'll give a kill there, they may get ganked and they'll try to give up too much. They may try to contest something when they don't have the power and they end up giving away the gold, the XP, and as a result, they're playing too forward aggressively when they don't have the chance to do it at all. As a result, we don't really see a consistency through these team comps. They play for late, but they aren't really playing the macro around the late game. They're going forward and trying to really hit it early, which is not what you are supposed to do. And of course you'll be giving up something, but the whole concept is that you have strength to come back into this late game. So I'm curious to see if Polar Ace is gonna give like we see all the time, or are they gonna stick it up? Are they gonna suck down all the things that they have to deal with and just chew it out until they have the potential to come back into it? They can't give up too much gold, too many kills, any of that. They have to keep it even, but they can't play aggressively when they don't have the chance to do it.
That was funny. I do want to keep a counter on this and whether or not it actually happens, whether Sylas snacks Twitch's ultimate at any point in this game. So Twitch's ultimate gives you flat AD and it also gives you attack range, but it doesn't give you Twitch's range. It gives you the flat attack range on top of Sylas's, which gives them a slightly longer melee auto attack. So Sylas with the Twitch ultimate is basically nothing at all.
Hey.
Yeah.
You have to understand that First Blood Marauders is thinking 12 steps ahead of us. If I see the Sylas pick up the Twitch ultimate, I'm going to bet my entire soul that he is a higher rank than me and that I should trust his decisions.
I think if he grabs Twitch's ultimate, it was an accident and he meant to click on somebody else. I mean, with everyone else, Karma, you don't really want her ultimate, but Vlad ultimate can turn a team fight. Jin Zhao keeps Sylas alive. Like, that ultimate will keep him alive through basically all of the damage that can come through. Like, Jin Zhao has some, but nothing is coming through from Twitch or Vladimir, all of their damage, so a Jin Zhao ultimate's amazing, and Lulu ultimate can save a teammate, save him in the middle of a fight, so certainly good ultimates to use for the Sylas.
Yeah, curious to see how Thick Boy is going to be playing out in this mid lane.
He's called Sylas Thick Boy. Okay, Thick Boy is Gragas first and foremost, okay? Don't even at me with that one, alright? Come on.
Look at those, hold on, look at those biceps. Are you going to tell me those biceps aren't part of Thick Boy culture?
You're gonna use the name Thick Boy on obviously not Thick Boy.
Okay, I'll tell you right now.
Nick, how do we fire casters?
Hold on. We're gonna get 30 minutes in, 30 minutes in, my boy Silas, DTS, is going to steal Jack's ultimate. The wild growth is going to come out, and he's going to go selfish. He's going to think, I don't need to support my teammates. And he's going to slam himself into those lanes. Thick boy coming out on top, full wild growth. Big boy coming down these lanes, just absolutely smacking. You tell me I'm wrong. You tell me I'm wrong.
Okay, here's the alternative. Okay, new Malphite, all right, full armor, gets the same wild growth, becomes bigger than Silas could ever even fathom becoming.
All right. I will roll this one out even further. Cho'Gath, 12 stacks, wild growth, thick.
Actually, I don't know. How big does the new Mal... Okay, can we not talk about this right now? We can come back to this during the game when there's, like, boring bits. We need to talk about the team comps.
Oh, right. We're on the ABL.
We have
Anyways,
a game to talk about.
Top lane matchup. Aatrox going to be going against the Karma. Looks like Lulu's going to be running the support. We're going to be seeing Karma top, preferably probably in the tank meta there.
Mm-hmm. Certainly, it's harder for Aatrox to aggress into Karma, especially without his no die move, because now he can't dive under tower. Karma easily able to poke. I want to see Kleptomancy. I've seen it where people are running. I think it's Recon 5. Tonzo runs Comet, or he runs other things on the Karma. Run Klepto. It is an amazing keystone. It gives you free gold. Take it, abuse it, use it. That's what you got to do.
Take it, use it, abuse it. I love that line.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Tibbs has a harder time getting aggressive in this one against the Karma. That's the one thing that I actually would trust more than anything.
I'd like to point out I just complimented Rebel and he ignored it. Anyways, other than that, the jungle throughout here, I touched on a little bit earlier, the early game duelist, Lee Sin, Xin Xiao. You're going to be seeing a lot of pressure in this early game. Curious to see how that's going to play out. Xin Xiao definitely scales better into these team fights, but if Lee Sin gets that pick, pulls it back, Dragon's Rage, picks someone off, you're definitely going to be dealing with a one-sided fight from First Blood Marauders, especially if he gets Aussie.
So I'm actually not convinced in a pure full-on engagement that Xin Zhao loses against Lee Sin. I think Xin Zhao actually beats Lee Sin in a fair amount. It depends to me on who engages first. If Lee Sin is the one who engages onto Xin Zhao, he wins. But if Xin Zhao engages on Lee Sin, I think he wins at any point in the game. Lee Sin just has the playmaking ability. One good kick can completely destroy this entire team and shut them out. It sets up Aatrox for a while. So I think it's harder to play Lee Sin, but it does give early pressure to a team that needs early pressure, especially to succeed in this one.
Yeah. Other than that, Vladimir versus Thick Boy in the mid lane. Curious to see how that's going to play out. Vladimir, of course, has a lot of the pressure in the build-up and can just really shove out these waves and just be an absolute monster across the map if he's playing the macro appropriately. Through and through, though, the Hemophage can come out and turn some of these team fights with the damage, especially if you're pairing it through with the Twitch ultimate at a certain point. Thick Boy, on the other hand, can pair well, like we said earlier, with the ultimates, whether it be Wild Growth, whether it be Xin Xiao's dodge, whether it be through and through, anything to work with there. Vladimir Hemophage can turn these team fights. So curious to see how he's going to play that one out. Other than that, give me a quick rundown the bot lane, though.
I mean, Lucian Yuumi is oppressive. The poke from Yuumi combined with the all-in of Lucian is going to be crazy. I think it's going to be all about Jack's polymorph and making sure to keep Twitch alive through a ridiculous amount of pressure that will be put on.
Other than that, though, we are going to be getting into our spectator delay for Game 2 of First Blood Thick Boys versus Polar Ace eSports. We'll be back real soon, so stay tuned. All right, we are back. My producers just corrected me. It is, in fact, First Blood Marauders and not First Blood Thick Boys. Other than that, they are going to be playing against Polar Ace eSports. Curious to see if Polar Ace eSports can get their stuff together and come back in their absolutely devastating win they had in Game 1. Other than that, I just received a fat message that you guys have 8 minutes left on the voting for this contest. So share it out. See who you're going to play in the win here tonight. Course.
Hey, one more thing. Z, you've been
yeah.
calling Vladimir's ultimate Hemophage. It's Hemoplague. It's Hemoplague. That's it.
I apologize. I am now not a play-by-play caster. I resigned my position. Our producer Nick will be taking over for the rest of the night.
Our producer Nick will be taking over as play-by-play because you can't remember Vladimir's ultimate.
I don't know. I've been calling it Hemophage for like several hundreds of years. I just read it.
Okay, confirmed
I just read it.
He is immortal. So we have a time traveler and an immortal on this cast. Can you guys believe it? Tell me that we shouldn't get more viewers from this.
Other than that, I'm really wondering if First Blood Thick Boys are going to show the absolute domination in this.
Their name is Polar Ace, not First Blood Thick Boys.
What?
I said their name is Polar Ace, not First Blood Thick Boys.
I'm talking about First Blood Marauders.
You said First Blood Thick Boys.
Yeah, and First Blood Marauders has the Silas, therefore they are First Blood Thick Boys.
Okay, but only one. Wouldn't that be First Blood?
Look at that Silas going in on attack there.
I don't know who that is. Don't you mean Thick Boy? Isn't that Thick Boy in the mid lane? That's right. I'm gonna harass you all game about it. You deserve it. You're getting harassed.
Oh, DTS going in hard. The 2 is not there for him. He's going to take the damage. Backs off, realizing he's not hitting the XP spike.
Interesting also that he took Conqueror, which is like a consistent damage spell. I don't know how often he's going to be able to proc spells against Vladimir in just a pure all-in.
Ooh, look at that positioning from the side of First Blood. Completely just shoving Polar Ace back into their turret. You know, this is what I said.
They're level 2! What do you mean positioning? It's Polar Ace giving respect over.
Hey. Some people don't do that. Other than that, the positioning from First Blood Marauders right here, they're coming hot onto Godir. He has to back off. Now we're going to see a response from the bot lane. Jack stepping up. Ooh, thumbs up coming from Purpose Dude there.
Yeah. Can't help him take the move up, just a little bit of stall time there. Fantastic job. Good read by Purpose and B-Tang, but they do have to burn. Was that Exhaust that they burned? Yeah, they burned Exhaust in that exchange, so.
Yeah.
It was the flash of God here, though.
In fact, down. Curious to see how that's going to play out, especially now that you don't have that in your lane. I don't know if Purpose is looking for this too much, but you know who's looking for something? Not DTS! The pool comes out.
Yeah, DTS shockingly just full health. He was at 40% health last time we saw it. Now out of nowhere, he's just back up to 100% health against this Vladimir.
It's a Silas. They got that ability.
His W.
Yes. Like I said, I'm not the play-by-play caster for the night. Other than
Nick
that,
right.
Godir stepping up on this backside. Ooh, look at the mid lane. The fight coming out here. Damage on tack, the heal on DTS. Now they're turning their attention to Mike. He's looking to get out. Shield coming through. Ignite going to go down, but it's not going to go for any kills here. Everyone just runs around in the mid lane, but headless chickens, let me tell you.
Yeah. Actually pretty impressive there from Gotti. He was able to get there ahead of time, push DTS out, and then when Mike tried to come in and make the play, he was able to get 2 procs to just queue off. One more would have knocked him up. It probably ended up being Mike's flash at minimum. So good responses by just everybody in that situation, cleaning their hands up, just kind of dusting themselves.
Dusting themselves off, looking to see what sums they can pull off here. Other than that, nothing really happening just yet. Still want to tell you that Cho'Gath with Wild Growth is the thickest boy. But other than that, curious how these two teams can play this one out. Like I said, I'm happy that Polar Ace is just trying to farm this one out. Bot lane not quite looking too hot in terms of the farm lead, but if they can just stick through the mud, they can pull down the carrots in the mud, and they can just handle it, they should be fine.
You want to know why Polar Ace loses this game if they do?
They give?
Take a look at Karma's Keystone. You know what it is?
Ooh!
That's what it is.
It's not Kleptomancy. You went for the prediction early.
every top laner in every league everywhere, hear me now. If you take anything but Kleptomancy on Karma, you're wrong. Stop it. Stop.
Quick production confirmation. Rebel, what rank are you?
I don't think that's a relative debate here.
He chooses not to say.
Now wait a minute. Hold on a second. I can know about the game without being good at it. Okay.
That sounds like an oxymoron. Let me tell you.
Oh, okay. All right. Tell me this. Okay. All the casters in all professional League of Legends. Oh my goodness. I'm getting my production crew's a bunch of bonobos who think you should take comment on Karma.
I'm not. No, I didn't say that. I'm saying Rampage, who is a high-level League of Legends player, is taking comment on Irelia, and since you are a lower rank than him, you do not get to question him. Okay,
quick anecdote. How many games of Karma have we seen this split top lane?
I don't know.
All right, better question. How many have Tanzo done?
Okay.
That's right. That's right. How many has he won with?
All right. 6 is coming on the mid lane. Tak takes a chunk of damage. He's okay though because both teams are playing really lame.
Really, Z. Oh my goodness, dude.
I'm just saying. Other than that, though, I'm just curious to see where the first step is going to come from. I know we talked a lot about early junglers, but we're coming all the way up to 6 here. Both teams, Gaudier and Mike, are going to have their ultimates ready probably before they make their first successful gank.
Yeah, that's beneficial to Polar Ace. They're able to do a lot more without their ultimates than they are with them. And also, again, this is just them stalling out the game. They have a small gold disadvantage, but it's very minimal at the moment. Right now, Mike just hasn't seemed like he's been active on the map. Looks for Karma, but he's not going to find anything up there because Aatrox is too far back.
I mean, I talked about it before the game. This is exactly what I want to see. I want to see Polar Ace pack it up and just try to farm it out, because the more they give in terms of kills, it just leads First Blood to get an advantage. Ooh, Rampage gonna take the full 3Q stack. Mike not in the positioning there, though.
Alright. Ninja heading down into the river. We see Lucian there, though.
Lucian and Yumi.
Caught out.
Yeah, Slow gonna get caught out there. Gotti, you're gonna take damage. Ignite comes through. Looks like he is gonna go down. That's First Blood for First Blood Marauders. Fittingly.
What was that from the side of, like, all that was like Gaudier just went directly in with no support from either of his lanes. I'm a little shocked he was willing to do that. So it was like instantaneous. Dude, Gaudier just like jumped immediately.
I'm also curious what he was going there for. Oh, DTS missing the pull forward. Tak now gonna launch forward. Mike actually now in this backline. We see him come out, gonna burn out. Ooh, Tak gonna take the damage, but it's not before DTS goes down from Hemoplay.
How about that damage right there? Pretty good, just good understanding by Tak, knowing what his damage was on that on the Vladimir. Able to get out from that situation with relatively high health and just push that Wayne out from under his tower. Really good job.
Yeah, definitely good. Gaudier in his backside, now looking to get the knockup. We see Final Chapter come out as the root goes down on Gaudier. He's going to take damage. Calling is not going to be enough, but Tibbs is there to finish the job. Now we see in this back line. Not quite. Good dive, double kill for the side of Tibbs, but it looks like Mike going to pick the kill on Aussie.
Yeah, 3 for 1 for the side of First Blood Marauders. Yeah, so like the way that this progresses isn't terrible. Gaudier starts off just really good stalling from B-Tang here, and then TP starts to come in as the fight continues. Nothing really from the side, no response, so it's down from Rampage and they don't have a second one. So Tibbs able to take perfect advantage of that fight, coupled with Mike coming in. It was good to get at least 1 kill onto the Twitch. That's very good, but certainly it would have been better if they were from the find 2. Almost a really good outplay from Jack as well under the tower onto Tibbs, but just doesn't have the damage. He's the support, obviously, so not able to make that one happen.
Yeah, Tibbs comes in real hot there and is going to be able to pick up the double kill. Definitely curious to see how this is now going to play out for the favor of First Blood. I know we talked a lot about the early game pressure that Polar Ace has to exude in terms of just being able to farm these waves out, and I'm curious now, is this breaking point? I don't think so. It's only 2,000 gold. They definitely have the chance to keep farming this one out. Ooh, DTS gonna miss another pull forward there onto Tak, but not before Gaudier. Ooh, just right there. Yeah. Same with Purpose too.
Huh. Yeah, really not terrible I guess. But, like, both of them have their grades right now. 2,000 gold lead from the side of First Blood Marauders is where they want to be at the moment, but they need to kind of compound it into more before I can start to say that they're actually in a good place.
Aggressive board on from Tack. Gonna get taken down there. Not before the Q retaliation. He's gonna heal a little bit, but it's not enough. Still gonna be taking big chunks there.
Absolutely.
Ooh, good slow onto Ozzy here. Purpose 2 looking to step up. We see Mike coming in from the side. Q's gonna land onto Jack here. Wild Growth to get the knock up. Ooh, now Gaudier's here. No one's looking to retaliate just yet.
Yeah.
Ooh, good slow onto Jack here. We see the dash forward. We're gonna see Dragon Rage pull back Ozzy in this backline. We see Final Chapter burning out as Ozzy goes down.
Ozzy does go down. They do get the return kill. He actually went on to Ozzy as well, so another kill for the Twitch here.
Purpose taking a lot of counter shots there. The defense may, definitely looks like defense is gonna go through.
Yeah, not terrible. Really, really not terrible from the side of Ace. They're close to losing that bot lane tower, which kind of stinks. Losing all these power plates is not making them any better, but they're not trading horribly. 1-for-1 there wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Yeah, it's not particularly terrible. Ace is still playing to their condition where if they're going to give something up, I should have said this earlier, if they're going to give something up, they better have some way to counteract and take back. Because just giving for free is definitely something you don't want to play around when you have a scaling comp. If you give for free, you're just letting the other team get ahead. Ooh, good damage on Tacker. The knockup comes through, but it's not going to be quite enough damage. The scaling comes up as the Q. He's not going to look to use it. Throws it on a minion instead.
I don't think he was able to get to it in time before that expired. Still, good job by DTS. He's finding ways to aggress onto Vladimir, but certainly it's difficult to all into Vladimir with his ultimate and with his pool still up. So just trying to find what he can.
And then the Vladimir, of course, is going to sit here and just heal back up a good majority of his health. And DTS is going to go in again as a result. It's just going to be this back and forth until we see a gank probably come in. Most
likely, yeah. CS leads from a couple of these members. Again, that's to be expected. Silas, Aatrox both having CS leads in their respective solo lanes as well as bot lane. The gold lead, again, sitting at about 2,500 now. It's decent, still good. Looks like Dragon's on the table here from the side of First Blood Marauders. They're doing everything they need to right now. Again, I just think I want to see this continue into a mid-game where they kind of spiral the gold out of control.
Yeah, definitely something that First Blood Marauders is looking to do. They definitely have the potential now that they've come through with a bit of that early game pressure. Of course, just want to see Polar Ace play the exact opposite and try to negate as much as the engaged potential from First Blood as a whole. They do not want to keep giving up, as I keep saying. Curious to see what the next team fight is going to entail. You do have strength slowly going to start coming online for Ace, enough to contest certain things, but it's definitely not enough to win out these big team fights yet. Good engage from DTS, going to miss the pull forward there. Damage, not enough. Tack gets a big chunk of healing there, just equal it out. Ooh, he's going to go low. The minions are doing so much damage. He tries to get through Hemoplague, but the pool's saved just for the last moment so he can get out.
Yeah. So the TP in from DTS reset his corrupting potion. It allowed him to do quite a bit there. Allows him to just kind of get aggressive without having to worry about it.
Ooh, wait a second. Look at Mike's positioning here on the backside of these Raptors. Curious to see if he may go in. He's right next to the wall. He's going to go through the Q land straight on attack. As he ignite, Mike is in fact going to go down. Too aggressive of a play. Ooh, DTS goes for the flashboard. He takes out Tack instantly. Ooh, big damage from Purpose. The calling just barely misses Gaudier, gets out, and he's protected by Crescent Guard. Ozzy now in this backline looking to do enough damage. Final Chapter is going to come through and get the root on Jack. Ozzy takes a big chunk of damage, has to back off.
Yeah, really impressive. 1,000 gold down in the bot lane, still willing to take that engagement, and actually found pretty decent trade. Had to use the exhaust and the flash there on purpose. Not on purpose, but Purpose is the one who used it. Still, good job by Gaudier flashing away at the last second with that ultimate on and prevented anything from killing him, because obviously the range damage doesn't work there.
DTS and B-Tang very aggressively there just a few seconds ago. Just kind of positioning themselves around there, trying to see if they can catch out one or the other, Ozzy and Jack.
That they did. I want to talk about, like, Ozzy's build at the moment. So, like,
but I want to talk about this engage onto Rampage as Dragon Rage comes forward. Lucian's there to deal with the damage. Root's not going to be enough as Mike picks up the kill.
What did she pop her ultimate on? I'm actually not sure. I don't know if she used it on the W healing. It didn't look like she used it on the W healing, which could have maybe saved her life, but that was best case scenario. I don't know if it would have. It just kind of looked like she didn't use it on that. Maybe she used it on the shield for the better speed up, but yeah. I just kind of overextended there from Rampage.
Definitely looks like the priority for Rift Herald is now in the favor of First Blood. They're going to be looking to start that up.
That they do. They have plenty of priority on the top side of the map, especially with Aatrox sitting on bot side pushing in that tower at the moment. Rift Herald going down is pretty much in inevitability at the moment.
Yeah. DTS now looking to pick off this turn in the mid lane. Tak is going to be there to defend. Hemoplague's coming out. The damage is ripping through. He steals the ultimate. Going to send Hemoplague back. A taste of his own medicine, but Gaudier is there to support him out. Gets the knockup. He is going to be able to take him out as Crescent Guard comes through. Tibbs not going to be able to respond quickly.
Not bad. Good catch there. They're probably just going to run top lane again, though. They're just not willing to find rotation.
Yeah. Tibbs plays very aggressively. Consistent poke, let me tell you. Yeah, looking to pull back. Technessy going to get out of that one. He is consistently on top of this.
That he is. Was Rift Herald dropped at some point? Yeah, I think they dropped Rift Herald in that top lane.
Ooh, Purpose going to go through final chapter. We see Mike on this back line looking to get on top of Ozzy. Damage to protect him. Now on his back, Tak is burning through. He's going to be able to pick up Purpose, but not before going down to Tibbs. In fact, Tibbs now launching forward. He's going to get rooted by Karma, but now Gaudier launches backward. The Polymorph comes through. Knockup, barely not going to miss as Mike is able to pick out Ozzy in this back line. You see Gaudier goes down for a double kill for Tibbs. Tibbs flashes forward to get the third Q on the top of Jax. Now we see a little bit of damage. Not quite as the burn comes through. Mike and everyone trying to chase forward. They go for the launch forward on Rampage with B-Tang there. B-Tang going to be picking up the kill with the Q.
Yeah, that dangerously close to being on the side of Polar Ace. Just little things go through. I want to point out one specific play here. A Q comes through from Jack, is able to tag, or my apologies, the Q comes through from B-Tang on this Yumi. Tag Jack, or my apologies, Ozzy, at the same time that Mike tags him with the additional Dragon Strike. And so it actually kills Ozzy as he's getting to auto Tibbs. I think if he stays alive, Tibbs actually goes down. I don't think there's a way that, Mike finds a way into the fight. And after he goes down, just the rest of it is just Tibbs cleaning up from melee range. Really, really good job by him. Solid flank to start it by Tak, just not able to be followed up because this is the later game scaling team comp. They can't take fights like that if you're not really, really protecting the AD, really, really making sure they're playing clean.
Oh, sorry to interrupt, but we see DTS and everyone on the back line, and Gaudier, he just gets popped instantly. Blue buff gonna go to DTS instead as they also look to start off this dragon.
Yeah, again, this is the snowball that we wanted to see from the side of First Blood Marauders. They're the ones with the early game comp. They're using it very effectively, starting to roam around in this hit squad style, and it's working very effectively for them. Looking for advantages, trying to find ways to get themselves a better position, and it's just not working for them. And they need to kind of calm down, as you said. They need to give as little as they can instead of trying to force and giving more.
Ooh, the calling on Tak. Has to pull to get away as the burn is coming through. One more shot there and he probably was going to be taken out.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, ooh, the Q comes through as Mike is going to launch straight on the Gaudier. Turret comes back. Gaudier, Mike goes over the wall, not quite willing to take that. We do see the dash forward from TDS. Ooh, good Wild Growth pair with Crescent Guard, but Mike is already in deep. Hemoplague now back onto Mike here. He's going to be taking enough damage. The burn comes through as he's finished off by Ozzy. 1-for-1 on both teams here.
Yeah, keep them push off this tower pretty easily. They could go top side. First of all, should probably just rotate towards top side and take that tower for free. Probably what they're gonna do here. Yeah, trade of kills for the Twitch is definitely not exactly what they have in mind.
DTS launching forward onto Jack here. Just barely is able to get out and the shield comes through. Crescent Guard doing so much to protect him though. Tak goes forward. He's not going to be able to pick up the kills. We see Tibbs come over the wall with B-Tang. B-Tang going back now as Tibbs is launching forward. We do see pull from Tak. He's going to be able to get out just fine, but just an aggressive series of trades there.
Yeah. I think that whole series of trades was DTS and Mike just going over the wall constantly, finding okay starts, but just overextending slightly. DTS very nearly went down. If it weren't for that Crescent Guard, as you said, could have been very, very dangerous for him. That's a little bit of pushback here from Polar Ace. If they can keep this top tower alive, that'll be really good too. Certainly, again, we see what the comp can do in the right situation. It's just, can they continue the game long enough to make those right situations consistent?
Other than that, curious to see how long it'll take for Polar Ace to get into this. Of course, the farm is definitely what they're looking for, but it definitely looks like people like Ozzy sitting at level 10 right now, quite low on the gold as well, sitting there with just simply the Bork and the finished boots, but nothing quite yet to pull off against with it.
Yeah. I'm interested. He went triple dagger. That can go directly into any Zeal item. I would assume he wants to go into Runans. I actually don't know if that's the best idea. I think maybe Phantom Dancer is better, but we have to see what he wants to opt for after this blade. But
Could also pair into Wit's End.
Oh, it could go into Wit's End. I don't know if he doesn't need much magic resist. I don't think Silas is the real threat onto him in this one. It's just I wouldn't prioritize magic resist at the point in the game. Either way, if he's going Wit's End, then he probably has to wait for 3 items. So we have to wait for probably an item and a half on Twitch before anything even continues in this game.
Yeah,
Vladimir
definitely curious. Yeah, sorry. Vladimir, yeah, getting close there. But other than that, I am curious to see if Ozzy's going to be able to pull through with that one. Like you said, 1.5 items, that's definitely a few minutes away. Like, I would roughly say we're going to be looking to see in the 30-minute mark what we want to see out of Ozzy. And at that point, First Blood may be so far pushed in there, they may be up to basically very able to finish the game. Pool and Hemoplay coming out here onto purpose too. Tack is able to get out.
Ooh. Yeah, but having to burn the Hemoplay just to stay alive is just it's not what you want. I think First Blood just has the game at the moment. It's too hard for Polar Ace to come back from a hole like this with the comp that they have designed. Like I said, they still need at least an item on Vladimir, and they need at least an item and a half on Twitch to be really dominant in fights. And,
and with the pressure they're now laying out, First Blood is going to be going for the free Baron. Polar Ace cannot contest at all.
No. Yeah, they're stuck in their own base. There's not even wards close to the area for the side of Polar Ace, so this is a very, very free Baron for them on the side of First Blood. This Lucian is now on 2.5, almost 3 items. It just finishes boots with Blade of the Rune King and Essence Reaver. 2 items now for the Silas as well, the Ludens and the Proto Belt done. This is just, I think this comp is just too strong. They might just win the game off the back of this Baron here.
Definitely a potential for them to come through and finish the game off in the next few minutes, but if they don't, it's definitely possible for Polar Ace to come back. You have to look for possibly, as I'd hate to say it, a mistake to come out of First Blood, but I will say they wouldn't be one of the top teams in the league if they kept making mistakes consistently.
That's true. I think the big way, if you want to try to team fight, if you're on the side of Polar Ace, Gaudier has been the one going in first most of the time, or he's going in on front liner to try to get a pick. I don't think that's the way you need to play this. He needs to...
Ooh, Tack flashing forward there, trying to get a bunch of damage on purpose, but Yumi's going for a big heal. Now looking to turn around. We do see Final Chapter come out as Mike is in this back line. Looking to see this gun come out. Now Tibbs is in the battle. Gonna be able to pick up a kill on Vladimir. He's in the middle of Press's guard. Flashes past it. Look back on the Rev-Off to get the double kill. Now goes deep onto Ozzy for the burn to burn through. Triple kill now as he turns to Gaudier for the Quadra. It's gonna happen. Jack is gonna go down for the pentakill on to Tibbs. Jeez. That.
I honestly have no idea. So, like, the side...
What was that?
Like I said, Polar Ace, they, like, engaged out of nowhere onto purpose with a Yumi attachment. I don't know. They ended up getting it. They ended up getting the Lucian, but they burnt so much just trying to pick the Lucian instead of the 4-kill Aatrox. I don't know why they were doing that. They just weren't able to find anything in time. It was just too stalled, too much damage.
Wait a second. Maybe the defense is going to come through here. Launch on Tibbs. We see Mike in the back line. He's going to push Ozzy forward. Now looking to get out. We see DTS trying to deal out the damage. Tibbs launches forward here. Picks up the kill onto Karma. The entire Polar Ace team has to retreat into the fountain as their Nexus is going down. The series goes to First Blood Marauders.
Yeah, again, we laid out very clearly what the kind of objectives were for both teams, and what it was for Polar Ace was just kind of stem the bleeding, and we saw time and time again they were trying to take fights. Gaudier was forcing things, especially that last fight there where they burned 2-3 ultimates just trying to get a pick onto the Lucian. They can't do that with the comp that they had. They were doing okay in the early game, kind of trading. They were a little bit down in gold, but they could make it work. But again, it was just their unrivaled tenacity to take fights that just kind of kept them in their place and lost them the game.
Gosh, like I said, you couldn't give. And Polar Ace strived for it again and again. They tried to look for possible trades in that mid game, and First Blood just came out on top very early. As a result, they just, like you said, started to steamroll it out. Like the prediction you just listed out there, and absolutely masterful plays out there from Tibbs. Through and through, he was ahead in the early game as on that Aatrox, but of course, he comes through in the late game and he just absolutely shreds through. Doesn't matter if World Ender no longer has the revive passive. Tibbs is still absurd with the damage and the lifesteal.
That he is. It's like impossible to kill him. He has too many cooldowns. The whole time First Blood was just running the show. That's what it was. I don't think there was a moment where Polar Ace really had control of the game. They need to kind of know that. I think they have ways that they could have taken, but there were flashes of good play from Polar Ace. I like this setup a little bit more than what they've been running in past weeks. The Aussie on ADC was really, really clean, but certainly they have things to improve on. I think they're aggressive. They need to stop being as aggressive, especially with the comp that they designed.
Yeah, we planned it out. We talked about it. Definitely did not pan out exactly like I was discussing with these teams with late game comps. But other than that, I do want to get a quick MVP shout out. I definitely think Tibbs is deserving this one for First Blood tonight.
You think you're giving it to Tibbs outright just because of the pentakill?
I'm not going to give it to Tibbs just because of the penta. I'm going to give it to Tibbs for two reasons. One, he plays Camille in game one, a champion that does have the potential to pop off if you are skilled enough to work with it. Aatrox is a very strong pick right now, and against Rampage, who was ahead in game one, he still managed to play it out and perform adequately into these team fights, pairing well with the Hextech Ultimatum in game one. Game two, he pairs back, gives Polar Ace a little bit of their own medicine with the Aatrox, and as a result, we see an absolutely incredible performance from him. 10-1, over 12,000 damage, a 58% kill participation with over 200 CS in a game that was only 24 minutes long.
Okay, counterpoint. B-Tang, somebody can correct me on this, but B-Tang was deathless through the entire series. He had like over 90%, or my apologies, about 90% kill participation in this game. The Bard pick was immaculate and completely shut down what they were running in the first game. Like I said, I think I would at least consider B-Tang alongside Tibbs.
This is the issue. First Blood Marauders are just too good.
How many of their players deserve MVP?
You know what? Yeah.
You know what? Okay, I'll give it to Tibbs off the back of the fact that he did get a pentakill. That's difficult to do. I'll give it to Tibbs.
All right. It definitely looks like we're going to be bringing Tibbs in here. Tibbs, congratulations on an absolutely impressive series of victories.
What? Sorry.
I'm sorry. I said,
say that again?
Congratulations on an impressive series of victories here.
Thank you.
Now, I want to ask, going into game one, you picked out Camille against the Aatrox. Did you have any thoughts particularly on the changes through and through with the Aatrox without the revive that led you into the Camille pick, or were you looking more for the team fight potential?
I think Camille is a really good matchup into Aatrox, which is why I picked it. I think the changes to Aatrox didn't really affect him too much. Like, I think the revive doesn't really change too much about him. I think it definitely makes him like a little bit worse team fights. But as far as like laning phase goes, it's kind of the same thing. So I mostly just picked it for the good matchup.
Gotcha. All right. Game one, you brought out a couple of those unique picks. We talked about Camille, we talked about Bard. Some of it was, at least in consideration, if you're looking at the team as a whole, did you consider you had a decent team fight team, or were you just relying on lanes going well, champion comfort, and just communication to kind of win, at least in game one?
We definitely draft more for like team fighting and like winning lanes, because like our motto is kind of just like win lane, win game kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Or like we know that we're really good at like we're really good players and we can win our lanes, so we just pick good lanes and we just play through that.
Gotcha.
other than that, into game 2 here, we saw Polar Ace was going for more of a scaling comp, looking to build up the potential for their own team. Was there any thought from the First Blood Marauder side in terms of how y'all were going to handle that? I know you go with the concept, as you just said, win lane, win game, but was there any special precautions maybe on someone that you were looking to take?
Was this game 1 or game 2?
Game 2.
So for game 2, we really wanted to focus on mostly the bot side, really target the Twitch Lulu lane. We felt like that was a really good opening for us to get through, as well as the Infernal Dragon being up, and so we really wanted to focus the bot side. That's how we wanted to eliminate.
There were a few times in that game where it did look like you were kind of a centerpiece. We saw that bot lane teleport. You got a double kill onto their bot lane, as you were talking about. And then obviously that pentakill at the end of the game. Were your teammates kind of willing to enable you so that you could have success in this game? Was that kind of where the game led to?
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think my teammates did really well at setting me up for like the pentakill and stuff. I think Mike had some really good Lee Sin kicks. Yeah. I definitely think that they played around me very well.
Other than that, I am curious, is there anyone in terms of the ABL? I know it's week 5 here. Looking forward, is First Blood Marauders particularly interested, worried, considering any of these other teams in terms of just thought process?
I'm sorry, say that again. Sorry. Yeah, say that again. Sorry.
No worries. In terms of looking forward here is next upcoming weeks, is there any teams that First Blood Marauders is looking out for?
Not in particular. I think we lost to Dynasty like last week. So I guess Dynasty, but like I think that was definitely a winnable series. But yeah, I don't think there's anyone that we're particularly worried about. We're very confident coming in.
All right.
Next few weeks.
Rebel, any final questions for Tibbs here?
No, you have any shout-outs for us, Tibbs?
Nah, no, I don't.
All right, perfect.
All right.
I have a shout-out. Happy birthday, Nick. I'll say
happy birthday to our producer, Nick.
Nah, I think yes.
All right. Thank you, Tibbs. And with that, Rebel, other than our final little shout out to our wonderful producer, Nick Swan, who makes everything happen here in the ABL in his wonderful 27th birthday, that we all love him and make sure that we all should give him our best birthday wishes. Is there anything else left to say?
No, I don't think so. It was a good series. I don't know. Is the one on ABL 2 still running? You might want to check out that game.
ABL 2 is currently in the middle of the interview process with Recon 5 and Dylan. It looks like Recon 5 pulled the game against Grim Legion, in case anyone is wondering. But with that, I do believe the ABL is finished pretty much for the night. Stay tuned for tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be coming back, ABL 1, ABL 2, for another series of games. But with that, I have been your play-by-play caster, Z.
And I've been your color caster, Rebel Box.
And we thank you all for tuning in.